D. Wood, if I said the Eagles should move on from Nick Sirianni, would that be fact or fiction?
I'm going fact.
No!
Yeah.
Firing everybody.
I must be in that type of mood.
Evidently.
I mean, they didn't want to see how the Philadelphia Eagles played down for most of the good chunk of the season this past year.
Yeah.
I mean, they were an utter disaster. For coming down the home stretch here. And the thing that really bothers me is that the coach, some of the moves that Nick Sirianni made were terrible decisions. Replacing, taking away defensive play caller, Sean Desai, and replacing with Matt Patricia. How did that work out?
Well, we don't
how did that work out?
We don't
talk
know
about
if that was his call.
What about play calling on offense? Nick Sirianni, like Brian Johnson, play calling stale all season long. Nick Sirianni, isn't his background on offense? Where did the play calling go there? I mean,
for me, we don't know if he was, if he made those decisions by himself. But what I saw, right, the quickest way, and we know how to try to weaken a team, is to take their coordinators. They lost 2 outstanding defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and they struggled. But what really bothered me about the Philadelphia Eagles is I saw a team that had tremendous pride, tremendous aspirations quit on their coach. And when you lose the players and they quit on you, and I'm sure some stories are going to come out about what was going on in that building, because the ship doesn't sink this fast without it being some underlying things behind it. They quit on him against Tampa Bay, and they had Super Bowl aspirations with Jason Kelce, Fletcher Cox, and Brandon Graham there, coming back for their last ride, so to speak.
Hold on a second here, guys. This guy, in 3 years, has gone to the playoffs 3 times and the Super Bowl. He's made mistakes. I get that. He's made mistakes. But you're not going to hire anybody to do that in the next 3 years. And,
he did it when Doug Peterson left, right?
Who's that?
He came in and did exactly what Doug Peterson did, right?
Yeah, but he's actually taken this offense to another level, okay?
But Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. He did.
With a backup quarterback. Mike, let me make a different side of this. Because you're making a similar point to the one you made with Mike McCarthy, which is that if you take into account the entire body of work, there's a lot more good than bad there. No one is disputing that. But there do seem to be 2 constituencies that he has lost. One of them is the fans. Sal Palantonio was talking about that earlier this week. How much that matters in Philadelphia, I suppose, could be debated. But Bart, I think, is making the more important one. He did look like he lost that team. It looked like the players did quit. It looked like they stopped pulling on the rope. And long before
6
that,
losses, yes.
It looked that way with a month left in the season. It never looked like
they kept telling us they were okay.
A.J. Brown is scrubbing his social media. Something's not right there, and that seems to me to be the bigger concern.
I agree. That's the job description of a head coach, GM, and owner working together. You got to fix problems. You don't just fire somebody every 10 minutes. You get in a room and say, hey, what is wrong here? And that is totally fair about what's wrong. But Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman, they are good leaders, and they're going to do what's right, not what's easy. And you bring in your players, and you listen to them, and then you try to fix the problem.
Did you get a vote of confidence that Jalen Hurts gave?
Information from my information man.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already Friday here.
Yeah.
What do we know about that situation?
The game was Monday, so look, he's going to have to meet with ownership with Jeffrey Lurie, and I think to Mike T's point, the questions are, hey, if the culture has eroded here, how do we fix it? Right? If the defensive and offensive play calling were the issue this year, how do we fix it? Who can we bring in? What's the plan? And if Jeffrey Lurie doesn't like the answers that Nick Sirianni has for him, as he didn't 3 years ago when he had the same meeting with Doug Peterson, yes, I think Sirianni could be out. Now, it sounds like, reading tea leaves and talking to people around this situation, it sounds like he's going to be okay. But there's no sure things until the owner makes his decision. I think we'll know something, today or tomorrow. They don't want to be behind in this coaching search.
I just think that when I look at Philadelphia, they got one of, if not the best, general manager in football, Howie Roseman. The way he's able to put together a roster. That team utterly collapsed beyond comprehension. And the number one, I'm looking at the coach. Where were the adjustments? There were no adjustments on either side of the ball. There were no adjustments. There was nothing that Nick Sirianni could have done to stop that runaway train as far as a collapse there.
In the meantime, it turns it around. And I have been building this game up all week because it just feels like there's something special at play here. I think the Mahomes-Allen element of all of this, look, there are 4. Patrick Mahomes is the overwhelming quarterback of this generation. This is his league right now. And there were really 3 contenders to be his chief rival. Joe Burrow was one of them, and Burrow has gone into his building and beaten him. Lamar Jackson is another. He's about to win his second MVP award. And then Allen is the third one. And to me, he's the one who has the least claim to it. He hasn't actually accomplished anything. So those of us who believe in him are just doing so based on blind faith. What does he have to do to get this win on Sunday night?
He has to do what he always does, and that's put Buffalo on his back, right? It's any means necessary. How does he get it done? He should have the advantage. The other games were on enemy territory. He's going to have all the advantages that Patrick Mahomes usually has in Arrowhead. He's going to have it there in Orchard Park. They can be a ruckus place, right? You talk about, these tackles that's going to struggle. So defensively, they should make it tougher much tougher for Patrick Mahomes than it should be for Allen. It's going to be his legs. It's going to be Cook. But he's going to have to do something special to be able to match Patrick Mahomes early on, because we know Patrick has a slow heartbeat when it comes to these type of moments. He always delivers. He always shows up. Josh Allen's going to have to do the same.
D-Wood, you were talking a lot about James Cook this morning.
Yeah. And I think James Cook plays into what I'm about to say about Josh Allen, being patient. He's going up against this Kansas City Chiefs defense, one of the best defenses. They don't allow a ton of explosive plays. They're going to make you be methodical. And I think that James Cook is going to help calm the game down for Josh Allen. There's going to be so much emotion having this home game, having the Chiefs coming in town. You want to make sure that Josh Allen is calm, especially early in the game. You don't want any type of turnovers or anything that could sway things to Kansas City's side. So I think James Cook is going to play a factor in that. Also with Josh Allen, use your legs. Using your legs, especially against this Kansas City Chiefs defense, I think will help him as well.
I thought Dan Orlovsky said something really prescient yesterday, talking about Josh Allen has to calm down and the competitor in him could be a problem. And here's why. What I would be saying, Josh Allen, is we don't have to win this game. They're probably going to lose it. Their tackles are going to struggle with our crowd. So let's not have the regret of giving Patrick Mahomes a short field. And if we have to, especially early, Josh, let's punt the ball, even though their punter is hurt.
Punter got hurt.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, Greedy, because in this game, it really favors Buffalo and home field advantage, and that's where you have to, that's what great coaches do, modulate Josh Allen enough, especially early, and settle down, because if they don't turn it over, it's just hard for me to believe Kansas City is going to go in there and win.
The notion that Josh Allen can't beat Patrick Mahomes is not supported by facts. He's beat him 3 times. I know the regular season doesn't matter at all, and we want to turn this into the NBA and all that. But like the fact is, they beat them 6 weeks ago in Kansas City and haven't lost since. So he has shown an ability to do it. The Bills have shown an ability to do it. I don't think if the Bills lose this game, it's because Allen is not up to the task of beating Mahomes. I think he's shown that even the last playoff loss obviously was not on Allen.
Quick reminder, that was the Kadarius Toney was offsides game. But to make your point, where I think you're going to go, I'm saying the defense, the Bills, that's the real concern.
Shredded. Right, with injuries, right? I'm looking at their injury report, didn't practice. Terrell Bernard, linebacker, Bale Inspector, linebacker, safety Taylor Rapp, cornerback Christian Benford. We know they're already without Tre'Davious White, Matt Milano, 2 of their best players on that side of the ball. They had suffered so many injuries in Monday's game. I'm not sure how many of those guys make it back. The Chiefs have 2 extra days of rest.
Short week, too.
I mean, to me, it's a tough setup for Buffalo, even though it's a home game.
How big a day is that? They're at home, but Kansas City played Saturday.
Yes.
The Bills played Monday. Yeah. How much of a factor is that?
Huge, especially this time. Think about it, Grinning. You played 17 games. Now you all these games matter. They add all those extra hits add onto your body. So when you're talking about 2 days extra rest, that's huge. That's a huge advantage for Kansas City.
Yeah, but listen, this is a team I think that understands this window is closed. And I think, Dalton Kincaid is going to be big too, because when you think about, if they try and bring pressure or something like that, you want to be able to work the middle of the field. Josh Allen buying time with his legs. He's going to have to make some of those off-schedule plays, I think, with his arm, not his legs, like we see Lamar Jackson doing.
So here we go. We've talked through this game. The Bills are a favorite at home, but a slim one.
Yep.
Sunday night, we understand all that is at play, all that is at stake between the quarterbacks. Smash the helmet of the losers.
Oh, yes. I caught myself with the shrapnel here. Okay,
you just took some of the table.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. The table.
You can do better. You can do better.
The table.
Not table with this.
Yeah,
do better.
the table broke.
The table broke.
Yeah,
but not the helmet.
There we go. How about that?
Wow.
Okay, yeah. How about
Insane.
that? Yeah.
Why Graziano is the only one on Kansas City. Why do you like Buffalo?
Yeah, I just think that this is Josh Allen's time. We talk about, maybe this last iteration of the Bills, as far as their window. I think playing up in Orchard Park in the conditions, I think that will be the difference. Josh Allen will be patient. Buffalo wins this game.
We're going to need a new table.
Not nice there, I tell you.
By the way, why do you like Buffalo?
Well, I'll tell you what, I just think it's Josh Allen's time. I think this is a flawed Kansas City team. I think, listen, once they realize that this isn't the Kansas City team of old, I think they'll be able to play with them. And I think Josh Allen, since Joe Brady's been there, has been more balanced.
All right, so Mike T, would you grab that one for us over there? Because I just want everyone to see the smashed helmet. It's sort of a tradition here, unlike any other. Okay, so that one is smashed. I'll put the little piece of table that went, that went with it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, now we come over here. This is our game tomorrow
Hey, you
afternoon.
bet not. You
We
bet.
got the Ravens, a significant home favorite again.
How
I've got
dare
a Seeing Green boost on ESPN Bet app right now. 10 points is the line that we have
Wait,
for you
give us
right
a
now.
countdown.
Yeah, give us. Here we go, and smash the loser. Wow, I heard that hit the ceiling. That hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
You might still be up there. Talk me through it. Ravens, how do they do it?
Yeah, listen, I think just the greatness of Lamar Jackson. This is the most, in my opinion, the most complete team in football. Their defense, I think they'll be able to, run a lot of those crazy blitzes that they do. And I think Lamar Jackson, this is his time, man. If you're Lamar Jackson, you couldn't ask for a better situation right now to get on your way to a Super Bowl.
We've said that before, though. It does feel like Baltimore has been this kind of setup. The Ravens generally have been at their best when you don't expect it from them in the postseason. Why will it be different this year?
Because of the maturity of Lamar Jackson, right, and the sophistication of the offense. I think the offense has evolved. They're allowing him to play the quarterback position. They're allowing him to throw the ball. And it's been Lamar's patience within the pocket. It's been the time that he's able to throw. He's going to have those defenders covering for 5-6 seconds. That wears you out as a defense. I think Dalvin Cook is going to add some value to him as well. They're able to just continue to pound the ball and be physical. That's going to open up lanes behind the linebackers in front of the safety.
Greedy, just to add to that, let's give Eric DeCosta, the GM, a lot of credit here. All last year, like no weapons. Now we have Isaiah Likely, Rashad Bateman's improved, Zay Flowers, a first-round pick. Oh, by the way,
Odell's
OBJ.
a guy,
And now Mark Andrews may play. Like, that is terrific. And now you have a great defense at home with that offense. It's going to be hard to beat.
That's my thing. Mike McDonald's defense, right? I mean, this is a guy that's getting head coach interviews because of the work he's done in Baltimore. I think this is an elite level defense. It's an elite offense. They can beat you multiple different ways on both sides of the ball. I think they're the favorites to go to the Super Bowl. If they blow this, it's a much, much bigger failure than what we saw from Dallas.
If they blow it on Monday, Damian Woody was going to
fire
fire John Harbaugh. It's the regular season.
We'll be able to see. If so, this is what it would leave. It would leave Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen from the same draft class
I'd watch
playing
that.
for their first ever trip to the Super Bowl.